This is section 5.7, part 2. We're dividing by monomials. What we're going to do here is we are going to, again, split it up into 3 fractions. 5t to the 8th over 5t plus 5t to the 7th over 5t plus 15 over 5t. You might notice something different right here. That's okay, we'll talk about it. Each of these has an understood first power. So go ahead and do the division. Now remember, if you have exactly the same numerator and denominator, you get a 1, not a 0. So it does not go away. 5 divided by 5 is a 1. You can put the 1 in if you need to at first. Okay? Now subtract those exponents. 8 minus 1 is 7, so I have 1t to the 7th. Plus. Again, 5 divided by 5, that's a 1. So I can put the 1 there. 7 minus 1 is 6, so I have t to the 6th power. Plus. Okay, so this is the first time where we have a fraction that doesn't divide evenly. Fractions don't always divide evenly. That's what makes them weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce it as much as possible. Pretend the t's not there for a second. The 5 and the 15, they're both divisible by 5. If I divide that by 5, I get a 1. If I divide this by 5, I get a 3. So right now I have 3 over t to the first power. I can only deal with my variables if I have the same variable on the top and the bottom, and I don't have another t here. So this is stuck. This is 3 over t. You have to be careful that that t stays in the denominator. This answer, better written, would look like this. One more thing I'm going to point out, you really want to be careful that your fraction bars are flat. Do not do this kind of fraction bar. This one can really, really, really mess you up. So don't do that. Okay, so let's try this one. This one's bigger, but not necessarily harder. We have 5 terms in the top, so we're going to have 5 fractions. So let's split it up. 8x to the 4th over 2x minus 12x cubed over 2x minus 2x squared over 2x minus 2x over 2x minus 3 over 2x. Let's reduce where we can. Each of these has a 1, and so does that one. Okay. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4x is here, 1x here, so 4 minus 1 is 3. I have x cubed. Minus 12 divided by 2 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I have x squared. Minus. All right, 2 divided by 2, that goes away. Those are 1s. 2 minus 1 is 1, so I have x to the understood first power here. Minus. Now this is where people get messed up all the time. 2 divided by 2 is 1. X divided by x is 1. So 2x divided by 2x is 1. Do not make that a 0. Minus. So I have 3 over 2x. 3 and 2 do not reduce. There's no x up here. This stays the same. So let me recopy this in better form. Okay. Now let's go into our last problem. This one's written in a different format, but it is still just division. It's like we could even imagine just drawing our fraction bar like this, and we would have the same problem. Okay, so I have 4 terms up here. I am going to do the division, split it up into fractions. I have 120 x to the 12th over 12x to the 9th minus 84 x to the 9th over 12x to the 9th plus 60 x to the 8th over 12x to the 9th minus 36 x to the 7th over 12x to the 9th. Now let's reduce each of these. 120 divided by 12 is 10. Okay, so I have 12 x's up here, 9 down here. 12 is the larger number and it's in the top. I'm making a point of that because we have something different over here. 12 minus 9 is 3, so I have x to the 3rd. You can imagine this as writing out 12 x's and then 9 x's and then just marking them off, and you're still going to have 3 left in the top. You just don't have enough to mark out. 84 divided by 12 is 7. Okay. X to the 9th over x to the 9th. That's the same thing. It cancels out. It's a 1. You can think of this as 9 minus 9 is 0, and then you would have x to the 0 power, but anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay. So this is just 7. No x's left. Plus 60 divided by 12, that is 5. All right, now here I have 8 x's in the top and 9 in the bottom. Imagine listing out 8 and then 9 of them and start marking them out. You're still going to have 1 left over in the bottom, right? So we do our subtraction in the normal order. 9 minus 8 is 1. But since 9 is bigger than 8 and 9 is in the bottom, I'm going to put my x to the first power in the bottom. 9 minus 8 is 1. It goes in the bottom. The same kind of thing happens here. 36 divided by 12 is 3. I have 9 here, 7 here. There are going to be 2 left over. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 is larger, so my x squared goes in the bottom, and that will be my answer.